Have you ever been curious about what actually goes on behind those imposing monastery walls? It's a place where time seems to slow down, where the echo of prayers mingles with the scent of incense, and where the rhythm of life is dictated by the rising and setting sun. Monasteries have long been shrouded in mystery, often portrayed as places of seclusion and secrecy. But what is life really like within these hallowed halls? Join us as we lift the veil on monastic life, exploring the routines, challenges, and spiritual practices that shape the lives of those who choose to live this extraordinary way of life. Picture this. You are a young woman living in a bustling town. The year is 2023, and life is full of opportunities. You have dreams, aspirations, and friends. But as days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, you find yourself longing for something more, something deeper. The noise of the city begins to feel overwhelming, and the relentless pursuit of material success seems empty. You seek solace in nature, finding peace in its tranquility. One day, drawn by an inexplicable force, you find yourself standing before the imposing gates of a local monastery. Taking a deep breath, you step through the gates, leaving the clamor of the outside world behind. The air within the monastery walls is filled with a sense of calm. You walk along ancient corridors, your footsteps echoing softly, as if the very stones whisper tales of faith and devotion. As you venture deeper into the monastery, you come across a serene garden. The gentle rustling of leaves and the sweet melodies of birds create a symphony of peace. Sitting on a weathered stone bench, you close your eyes and let the tranquility wash over you. This moment of inner peace stirs something within you, a desire to understand the life led by those who choose to dedicate their days to faith and contemplation. In the heart of the monastery, you meet the Mother Superior, a woman whose eyes radiate wisdom and serenity. Sensing your curiosity, she warmly invites you to spend a day in the life of the monastery. With gratitude, you accept the invitation, eager to learn more about this way of life that seems so enigmatic yet so alluring. Life within the monastery walls is far from the cloistered existence you might have imagined. It's a place where tradition meets modernity, faith meets discipline, and solitude finds its balance in community. Your day begins with the sunrise, or more precisely, with a call to prayer. As the first rays of light peek through the high windows, you awaken and immediately the day begins. After a simple breakfast, it's time for the morning prayer. Standing in the vast echoing space of the monastery chapel, you join the nuns in reciting ancient prayers. Their voices, soft yet harmonious, blend together, creating an atmosphere of reverence and peace. As the morning progresses, the routine settles into a peaceful rhythm. Some sisters tend to the herb garden, their hands moving with practiced grace as they harvest fresh herbs used later in cooking. Others sit in the common area, engaged in needlework, each stitch a form of meditation. You find yourself drawn to the library, a treasure trove of ancient texts and spiritual writings. As you browse through the books, you realize that each volume holds centuries of wisdom and contemplation. The midday sun streams through stained glass windows, casting vibrant colors across the floor. It's lunchtime, and the sisters gather in the refectory for a simple yet nourishing meal. The food, though humble, is prepared with care and eaten in silence, allowing for introspection and quiet contemplation. After lunch, the heat of the day is a time for rest. You follow the sound of music to a small room where some of the sisters are gathered. They welcome you to join them and sing in ancient hymns. The melodies, rich and resonant, seem to touch your soul, stirring emotions you didn't know you possessed. As the afternoon wanes, the air grows cooler and the sky takes on hues of gold and crimson. The sisters gather once more, this time in the chapel, for the evening prayer. The space is filled with a soft murmur of voices and the gentle swaying of heads as they recite evening prayers. The evening is for quiet reflection. Many sisters choose to spend this time in solitude, journaling or praying in their rooms. However, some gather in the common area for a simple craft, sharing stories and laughter echoing softly in the twilight. Finally, bedtime arrives and the day draws to a close. The sisters retire to their individual cells, each a sanctuary of simplicity. You notice how Spartan yet cozy the rooms are, furnished with the bare essentials, allowing for a life of detachment and focus. Before sleep, you have the opportunity to speak with the Mother Superior. She shares stories of challenges they face, including dwindling numbers and changing times. Yet her spirit remains unbroken, her faith unwavering. As you lay down on your narrow but comfortable bed, you reflect on the day. Despite the simplicity, you have witnessed deep-rooted faith, quiet strength, and an undying spirit of devotion. It's a life that seems worlds apart from your own, yet it resonates with an honesty and sincerity that touches your soul. You awaken refreshed and ready to embrace another day in the life of the monastery. The rising sun filters through the high windows, rousing you gently from sleep. Time, measured by the natural rhythms of day and night, has a different cadence here. There are no clocks on the walls, no watches at the wrists. The rooster's crowing and the chiming of bells dictate the passage of hours. As you prepare for the day, you notice the absence of mirrors. The sisters, you realize, don't concern themselves with their reflections. Their focus is inward, not outward. The concept of aging takes on a new perspective here. Sisters of different ages live harmoniously, each stage of life respected and valued. Wrinkles and gray hair are not signs of aging, but markers of a life well lived in service to the divine. Meals are a time for community and nourishment. The food, often grown from their own garden, is simple and wholesome. Sharing meals fosters a sense of unity, and the act of eating without distraction encourages mindfulness and gratitude. Work is not merely a means of sustenance, but a path to selflessness. The sisters engage in various tasks, from gardening to cooking to cleaning, seeing each chore as an opportunity to serve and contribute to the community. The rhythm of work is steady, not driven by external pressures, but by the needs of the monastery and the seasons of nature. Rest and recreation are not forgotten. In the quieter moments, sisters may read, knit, or simply enjoy the beauty of their surroundings. The rhythm of rest allows for the restoration of body and soul, preparing them for renewed dedication to prayer and work. Challenges are not absent, but they are met with faith and resilience. The monastery, though secluded, is not immune to the problems of the outside world. Dwindling numbers, financial concerns, and changing times test their resolve. Modern life often feels like a relentless race, a chase for success, recognition, and material possessions. The quiet dignity of the monastery life offers a stark contrast to this frenetic pace. It's a lifestyle that values inner peace, spiritual growth, and selfless service over external achievements. The sisters, despite societal perceptions, are not merely passive recluses. They are active participants in their faith and their community, dedicating their lives to prayer, work, and service. Their connection to the natural world is profound. The monastery, often nestled in serene landscapes, becomes a microcosm of the rhythm of nature. They plant and harvest, observe the seasons, and respect the balance of the ecosystem. Despite the vow of silence, communication is not absent. The sisters communicate not just through words, but also through acts of service, shared meals, and the silent understanding that comes from a life lived in harmony. Theirs is a unique form of connection that transcends spoken words. For some, the idea of giving up modern conveniences and social interactions seems like an extreme sacrifice. But within the monastery walls, sacrifice takes on a different meaning. It's not about deprivation, but about redirection. By detaching from material pursuits, they attach themselves more deeply to their faith and their community. As you continue your journey through the day, you begin to understand that the life of a nun is not a retreat from the world, but a dedication to it. Their prayers are not mere rituals, but a source of strength for themselves and the world. Their silence is not a void, but a space filled with profound contemplation. Leaving the monastery that evening, you carry with you the essence of the day, the fragrance of incense, the echoes of prayers, and the warmth of the sisters' hospitality linger in your memory. You realize that while you may have experienced only a fraction of their daily life, the impact of their faith, discipline, and serenity is profound. If you found this glimpse into monastic life intriguing, consider spending another day in the life of a nun. Experience the simplicity, the faith, and the quiet strength that define this unique way of life. What might your own journey of discovery reveal? Would you trade the noise of the modern world for the tranquility of the monastery? Or does the life of a nun, while admirable, seem too austere for your own path? Share your thoughts and join the conversation.